another Heroes Launch cast. The delay is there. Everything is happening. There are teams. The teams are AFK for Cocoa. Versus team called Something's Wong, which is, I think, a fat Wong. That rebranded? That was a rebrand that I like, I think. I don't know, there's not exactly a lot to talk about right now because teams are just setting up for the first game. If we finish fast enough, I will probably cast the game of 500 MS versus Team Catapult, which is a match that I'm a bit more interested in, I think, but let's see what this one brings. Can you tell a story? That's an interesting question. Probably not. I'm not a good storyteller, I think. But yeah, hello. So yeah, that's a match. Does it show the Discord thingy? I'm interested if it shows the Discord thingy. Huh? This way I probably need to stop that one. Anyways, yeah. AFK for Cocoa on the left versus maybe you are excellent storyteller. Chance I'm not willing to take, sadly. Sadly for you, of course. Versus a team which has a pretty funny name for a free agent team. Probably one of the best names for a free agent teams that came after a free agent team committed a rename. The map is Volskaya Foundry, so teams are going to find some protectors and fight with that set protector. Alrock is the first ban, and I think I like that one, which is responded by Anna. I don't know. Not the best talker when I'm trying to talk for something. So yeah, here's that. What division is this? This one is Division 4, I think. Yeah, but that's Division 4. Around... I haven't done my homework, as you have probably noticed. This is around one match of Division 4 between AFK for Cocoa and Something's Wong. Something's Wong are playing their first match. Or at least it does say that they haven't played anything this season beforehand, but AFK for Cocoa have managed to win in 3 maps in the round 2 match, which was against Unstoppable. Anduin and ETC are banned. ETC is the first hero that does not start with A, interestingly enough. As an enthusiast of A heroes, I do acknowledge the presence of a certain bias against the characters of that kind, and I think I appreciate. Junkrat is the first pick, pretty interesting, dealt a lot of damage, the Riptides can get pretty savage. I think that's a good one. Answered by Reyna and Thrall. Thrall is a bit worse in the solo lane with the globe changes, because usually he's kind of a bit rangish, and now you have to go in to get the globes. Johanna Furion will be the answer to that. I don't know, everything is pretty standard so far. Nothing totally off the wall. And actually pretty good. Now the first ban of the second phase will be Kalthas, the Tower of Low Divisions, finding the end of his journey on this map. And taking a bit of a wait, a bit of a thought with that ban, probably will be a healer or a tank, which I think would not have thought Garish on the first glance, but I haven't done my homework. Maybe there are some proficient Garish players in something small, which suddenly make matters. Jane Orega are locked in, leaving tank as the last pick. What team are you on? Is it a question to Deadams or? Falstad for an offlane. Oh, no. Wait, no mind. Leoric for the offlane and Falstad. I don't know, I like that draft. Probably wanted a bit more of an AoE payoff than Junkrat, than just Junkrat, but should be a lot of damage nonetheless. There's also a Hinterland Blast, and Deebles will be the tank for something small in this game, which is a tank. Does damage engages, which is a thing. I don't know, I think I like the Wong's draft a bit better, but I'm interested to see what the Riptides have to say about it. Sorry for the map. Flew away for Saxar. On the side of AFK for Cocoa, we have Poppin Fresh on Junkrat, Raze on Malfurion, Linux on Falstad, Beanfish on Johanna, and Z-Sleeve on Leo. On the side of Something's Wong, we have Linus on Jaina, Eddie Valak on Rainer, Aero Queen on Diablo, King Solomon on Rega, and Bobesama on Thrall, who is already moving down the bot lane. Let's fly a bit up and look at what the teams have to offer. I don't think there will be much action in the early game with something Wong clearly picking bot lane as their focus. Getting a bit of an early advantage pushing the lane, even getting some globes in before Leoric gets there and you have to fight for it. On the rotation, AFK for Cocoa are a bit slower, but I don't think that should be a problem. I'm lagging a bit, that's sad. One minute has passed, so the teams are already looking at their camps, with Rega Jaina being a bit faster than Junkrat, helped by Falstad and Malfurion, but they moved a bit later, which lost them a bit of time, which is not that needed in the early game, and some things one are not rotating anyways, preferring the approach of 2-1-1 with the Rega taking the camp. The early games are a bit slow, maybe a bit boring to watch from an eagle's eye perspective, but there is a fight and Diablo will be our first blood for today. Not a choice that I would have expected, but is there no in-game sound? I thought there was. Huh. Interesting. Let's fix it after the game because I prefer no in-game sound. I think there is some. Don't know, might have muted it. But yeah, if there isn't no in-game sound, I'll try to fix it between games 1 and 2. So yeah, the teams are moving to their camps, with Poppin Fresh already taking it and waiting a bit for the camp to push in, so it bounces not on the mid lane, but rather in the half of AFK for Cocoa, so the camp will take a bit of extra damage from towers. It's low, okay. Low I can deal with, will probably make it a bit higher then. Anyways, between the games, we have a bit of an engage on Beanfish, taking some damage, will actually die for it. Interesting. The dirt is pressed by the side of Something's Spawn. I'm not sure, did they... AFK for Cocoa are holding their dirt for the time being. 20% for the blue team, and the red team is slightly ahead, hitting 30 now and counting. The second third camp is up, which is quickly taken up by Leo Malfurion on one side and Rega Jaina on the other. The third had just died, which means that AFK for Cocoa have an advantage of having an extra turret. Something someone will recognize it and just back a bit with 80% on the objective. Hero Queen tries to find an engage but gets caught out, rooted and died. Linus is the next big target for AFK for Coco. They will certainly follow and kill that one as well. That's probably a protector. They have used all the turrets, so no turrets on the table for either team for now. But the protector is taken by the blue team, which opens up several possibilities. There is the usual question mark play with taking mid well, top well, and then pushing somewhere. There is also a play of just pushing one of the lanes fully, which they'll jump on mid lane and try to get this one as low as possible. And moving bot after it, interesting. Probably because bot is the most pushed lane. Johanna gets caught out on the rotation, takes a bit of damage with something one taking a pretty interesting position in there. Thrall will take a lot of damage but will survive. And in the end, Jean will find her demise in the top lane, but the wall bot is clear, the wall mid will be clear after Leo uses an auto attack. That's a pretty successful Punisher, I think. A bit of an engage on Thrall with stun finding him, and the death being pretty swift. He manages to get his level 4 quest just before he dies, so that's a pretty big one. Now the well is the next target, with Ford following shortly after, but Diablo eats a root, which means that he will not survive any longer as well. 11 to 10, small advantage in ultimates, which suddenly mattered with Leoric entombing Thrall. There, on topic of ultimates, we have Tranquility, we have Riptide as predicted, we have Mighty Gust, and we have a shield, because no one wants to take Fallen Sword apparently. Fallen Sword is sad, or at least it is until 20 when it gets a resets kinda. Never been a big fan of. Anyways, on the side of something Wong, we have Ancestral Healing, we have Apocalypse, we have Hyperion, we have Earthquake, which is an interesting one, but I guess. And we have Water Elemental, which is the second interesting one. You always think about Ring of Frost when you pick Jaina, but Elemental is just a lot of value without being flashy. Thrall dies once again in the top lane, which I managed to catch but managed to not comment on, which allows AFK for Coco to take their heal camp. Now, a healing item is actually a big difference with it being, first of all, the only camp on the map that's contested, as in it's in the middle and exists as a single thing designed to be a fighting destination. And it's healing. It's just healing, it just heals a lot. And you don't like it when your enemy teams heals a lot, it makes them harder to kill, and you don't like not killing people. Because not killing people means that they will kill you eventually. The next objective spawns topside as usual, and it will be the one where AFK for Coco will get their early positioning on. Something is the one are trying to soak 13 in the mid lane, but Aero Queen gets caught on the rotation entombed. Let's see. The third is dropped, as is Ancestral and Elemental. The fight is ensuing, but something's one are casted away, which keeps the status quo for now. 2 ultimates traded for 2 ultimates, and the objective is under control from something's one who have just closed the talent lead. Mid lane is pushing inside the fort, so and the objective is contested now as certainly won't leave. The camp troll gets cut out by the root, and Reyna takes a lot of damage, actually gets healed a bit, but there is just a lot of things happening with Johanna being the first to die in the fight in chaos, and with that something one will manage to push away AFK for Cocoa, who did not take a single percent despite pushing them all the way to the wall. Lows gracefully, then get a pick and turn it. Like that play. Leoric and Junkrat will find out that the turrets spawn and will just steal the enemy's turret. After that they will probably take their own one and prepare to defend the Protector with 2 turrets extra, which is a big thing. Now Reyna and Rega are moved to mid lane to try and catch Linux, who's taking the mid lane. Will not succeed, but hey, it's an attempt. The Protector is up, crewed by Thrall and Gina, and is advancing on the top lane, which is a lane where camps spawns and push it, which is a thing, probably not as big of a thing on this map because the camps are kinda underwhelming, but it is a thing. The Protector takes a bit of a beating and moves just back to their own fort, doing nothing. Essentially just took a wall and a well, which is an amount of things that he has taken, but that's not a fort. That's not a keep, that's not a lot of map pressure. AFK for Cocoa will move into the mid lane and finally get rid of this fort for good. I don't like the idea of Protector just running around doing nothing, trying to stop enemy team. Protector is called that way, but as many other Russian things destined to protect are... it's better used for offense, you know, offense is the best defense. So... should probably just go there, Lakadmat attacks the 4 down and not care about mid lane because Fort will die there eventually. Now, AFK for Cocoa will take down the Healy camp, which is scouted but not taken care of. The Gust is used, as is Apocalypse. Entomb is also used and Leo gets stuck inside of it. Entomb Riptide hits one person. And AFK for Cocoa are in a bit of a pickle right now, with Leoric getting caught out, stunned, and will actually get bursted without the chance to put a turret down, which breaks inequality that happened when both camps were taken. Speaking of third camps, one of them has already spawned and the second one is bugged, but will spawn right now. Thrall gets a bit caught out in the top lane by AFK for Cocoa, will die for his sins as the kill score is now 8-3, which is interesting considering that AFK for Cocoa has won only one major fight, which was on the first objective. Other than that, they have lost the fight on the top objective. They had lost that fight just now. And they have been consistently losing fights, but while they were losing fights, they haven't had that many people die. And in turn, their ganks, and when they actually won that one fight, they got an amount of kills, which does propel them to a 2-level advantage, which they will continue to roll by trading fort for fort, which I don't think is a good trade for something's won, because they have less forts remaining, and if you keep trading you'll eventually end up without keeps, you'll end up without core, and we have a base race which is stopped by the ball dying. Don't even get a fort for this one, that's just not a good macro play, sadly, for something's one. Now both teams are converging mid, but the objective is bot, and that's where some things are moving to. They are 3-5 though, so a bit of a step back, which is perfectly okay. Leo tries to find an Intom, I imagine, which won't be that good as the Intom hits only Devils who pops APOC in response. Earthquake is out and Riptide hits only Devils. Leo keeps getting pushed in and Gast will not save him. Level 20 is out for AFK for Cocoa, with Bird Life being the big upgrade, but also the Indomitable, the auto attack increase, auto attack buff for Falstad, the Q buff for Malfurion, and the bigger radius of explosions for Junkrat. Not deciding to go for the infinite reties, seeing that they don't actually hit anyone and are used as a way to get some cheap damage on Devils most of the time. Now something's Wong will take an advantage on the lane and will just push a bit as AFK for Cocoa use their time to take a third camp, which gives them the third advantage. And after... oh, that's an interesting Indom that hits Johanna, but she moves out. Rega will get killed after a good cast. Forces team to engage. Gina and Devils will follow, and that's what I was talking about. AFK of Cocoa, when they are winning fights, they win them big. When they lose the fights, it's the Leo who dies and no one else. Thrall will be the fourth casualty, and even though the Diablo is reset, 2 versus 4 is not a good fight that you wanna take when you don't even have level 20 on your side. So yeah, if K4 Cocoa will take a fight, will use an amazing cast by Linux to bring the enemy team in, breaks their positioning, and just force the kills one by one. Something won't get level 20, but at that point the Protector is lost and the lane is open for him. Also AFK for Cocoa will just take the third camp, which went untaken for this entire time. Blink taken for Diablo. Blink also taken for Thrall. Ice Elemental upgrade for Johanna. Auto attack, like Executioner for Raynor. And Ancestral Healing buff for Rega will be our choices for something's Wong. Reyna takes a lot of damage, will actually be forced to back a bit. Ancestral is used on Devils, which is probably not the rightest option. Earthquake is used, but Thrall is dead already. Linux will get down as well, but the core is taking damage. The core is already at 40% HP, and the Protector will not stop. Killing the Protector will not stop things, it means that there are more bodies to attack the core. Something won. Taking the small leads in fights, which were not enough to close the overall macro lead of 2 levels that AFK for Cocoa had, which they managed to collect on with that beautiful fight in the bot lane. Interestingly enough, Poppin has some healing to him. So yeah, the game is over. AFK for Cocoa took game number 1, which means it's time to look at the frog. Now back to trying out the game audio thingy. Let's put it to 26 for now. It's 5 times more than usual, but I like that one more than just straight up increase to high percentage. So yeah, hello chat. How's your day going? So you think they'll have Artanis in game 2? I mean, Artanis is shit. There, I said it. So probably not. Mostly depends on the team. If they wanna try to, like, experiment. Artanis is a pretty interesting experiment, but I don't think he's actually that good to try to pick it. First pick is chosen for the side of something's Wong. So let's see what. So yeah. You're really not making this one mean. What am I supposed to say? Like, Artanis is an A tier hero because he starts with A? His name? And you have like a global blind, you have 2 global ultimates, you have a lot of damage when you get not that, which you get that a lot, and the shields aren't exactly helping. They are like falling into a pool after dropping from, I don't know, something like after dropping out of a plane. Like, it will break the fall, but you'll still be dead. And yeah, Artani Snob is a pretty fun meme. I think I like it. But I'm a bit tired of people just acknowledging me for the things that I was bad at. Because at the same time I had a Rexa. That was pretty good. That actually won 100% of the games. In the period of time where I had only played Rexa and Artanis. Yeah. But yeah, thanks to Kalda I actually got recognized several times in games. Which was pretty fun. The map was chosen to be Tomb of the Spider Queen. So on that one, let's see, a bit more of a teamfighting map, also a bit more of a snowbally map, I think. So let's see. Now the interesting part, if I'll be able to get the match done before I like It was just because of the ping. Ah, fair. Ariel is a new Artanis, as in a new hero that I will force over and have 0 win rate on. So get ready for that one. So yeah, Kel'Thas, and we already won an Oriel. It does not matter what you are playing, it matters that I picked Artanis in like 6 different games and lost every single one of them. I had people winning games on Artanis. It did not stop the meme, it's specifically me, and specifically the way that I play Artanis and unironically think that he is good. Or at least it was that way. Now I unironically think that Oriel is good. We'll go 0-12 or something like on that one. Anyways, Kel'Thas, Junkrat, etc, Johanna are banned. The first 2 are from Something's Wong. Being a bit tired of the reties, which is perfectly acceptable, and the poke damage, which is also a big thing. And Johanna again taken off the table by AFK for Cocoa. Golden is a fast pick, answered by Blaze and Malfury, deciding to lock down that solo lane and get some wave clear for Isa team. Ana Gerash. Now, Gerash is a pretty spoopy one. Please don't ruin Oriel for anyone. Look, I had to do it to some hero, and I already have an Oriel game that I lost. So let's do it. Ana Gerash are locked in for something small, and the second ban phase starts with Chen being taken off the table. Now, I've had people play Chen around, play around with Chen, and they say that Chen is good, but I actually never got the hero, never exactly got how he works and stuff like that. Jaina is the last ban of this game, which is a good AoE mage. You know, one of the types that are contested on this map. Leoric is locked in for the sleeve, and Falstad is going to be locked in once again, trying to run back the compositions that they had, but with their tank replaced by Blaze. Zul'jin is an interesting choice. He's probably not an ADC that speaks a lot. He's a late game ADC, so you need to spend some time to stack, but provides damage. Provides an execute or some seconds of invulnerability, or rather unkillability, which is also pretty nice against a team like that. Chromie will be our last pick of the game, following Imperius, which is going to lane against Leoric. And no, Chen is maybe good. I still am not sure why everyone says it, and I'm still not sure how he actually plays. So yeah, here's that. Tomb of the Spider Queen. AFK for Cocoa won the first one. AFK for Cocoa are picking pretty much the same composition, honestly. I think I'll root for them once again, even though the Zul'jin is pretty interesting how Zul'jin will work. And we also have Gul'dan with Ana, so... On the side of AFK for Cocoa, we have Raze on Malfurion, Linux on Falstad, Beanfish on Blaze, Poppin Fresh on Chromie, and this Leaf on Leoric. And trying to first game 3, we have something Wong with Linus on Gul'dan, Eli Valak on Zul'jin, Aero Queen on Garrosh, King Solomon on Ana, and Bobby Sama on... Yes, Bobby Sama on Imperius. I'm bad with names, sadly. Who's already moving bot, which... I think that there, picking Zul'jin, you have picking Zul'jin and Gul'dan, two characters that heavily scale, that heavily stack. You kinda wanna force a fight mid lane. Just to get this small batch of extra stacks, but I think they value a bit of guaranteed experience in the bot lane more. And the rotation is faster by AFK for Cocoa. But let's see. I know that one early play that teams like to go for is sending someone bot in attempt to take this camp, which also provokes another level of mind games if the opposing team scouts it, but no one actually goes for it for now, and team's just happy stacking. So there were some people that reported absence of game sound. Is that good now? Can you hear the game? Is the game sound levels okay? Anyways, we have a bit of a gank on Imperius, who takes an amount of damage, will survive. Does he have a... He does not, so that will be 80 seconds of suffering. And Falstad, after taking a gank on bot, just goes for the camp, because he knows that Imperius cannot actually go and scout it, because he will be dead in no time. Pretty good play for AFK for Cocoa. Getting that early advantage from which they can scale, which they have proven in the game 1. And being said, let's see some Taos Hall, because I feel like Linux will stay there for a bit. Now, some things Wong are already moving bot lane, or at least the Zul'jin does, which he will get some stacks. Which I'd say decidedly not enough stacks, but they get a kill on Chromie, which is an interesting and the first kill for this game. And good stun for Blaze, and he finishes out Anna. Actually, it's not, it's Falstad who gets the kill, which makes sense, but the point is, they are equal in kills. But AFK for Cocoa got a camp, so they have a bit more experience. Also got a tower, which is a thing. Now let's see. Air Queen gets a lot of Aeroquen. Let's say Aeroquen. Takes an amount of damage, gets healed by Ana even though he dodges a grenade. And the players love it when he dodges a grenade. Also if he dodges dart, so keep doing that, especially in the games where I'm against. Bobusama gets another gank from Linux, really feeling the love standing on 200 HP. Sorry, 500 HP the entire time, but you know, pressure is pressure, and if something's one unable to put pressure for 3, why not go for it? Why not just rotate Linux with Leoric and have Leoric do some damage? Why not have also pressuring down the lane, because Bobusama is a bit afraid. Bobusama does not know where, or actually he does, but he's a bit too afraid to collect the gems, which this one was missed. Nice job, Linux. But an engage on mid lane is there with King Solomon actually leaving the game, gets thrown to safety, and the pause is called. The pause is called. Hello chat. How are you doing? Ana is off Ezo. Back and enjoy some milk. Some teams are talking with each other. It's always nice when the teams are responding to the trash talk, which means that they aren't absolutely broken yet. Which means that they can absolutely break later. Anyways. Bobusama getting some plays on Linux, but AFK for Cocoa will get some gems stunned in. Malfurion will die for it, and no one will actually die in return, with Falsa dying in the solo lane, with Bobusama staying alive on 80 HP. A pretty good turnaround for the side of Something's One, honestly. 3-3 is called as was predicted by me, and yeah, what a turnaround again, from equal to pretty much trying to run away with the game. Unfortunately, the Web Weavers will do some damage. The Air Queen is low, so can't necessarily defend mid lane, so this advantage will be negated a bit. But what a nice clapback for turning in fast. Don't forget that they still have a lot of gems themselves and can force another turning pretty easily. Level 10 is there for the side of Something's One. Horfire is taken right off the bat, followed by Tazdingo, Taunt. That's actually a flyaway to victory yield. Interesting. And Steam Drone from Ana. Chromie has already picked her loop. Time loop. Another attempt on Imperius, who actually uses his Q to jump through the wall and try to leave. Some nice play from Bobusama. And yep, some things one are on the offensive now and are trying to be ruthless. Combustion is taken in addition with Mighty Gust, Tranquility and Doom. This time loop taken, as we have said. Now, Ada drops again, and that's actually not a... That's actually pretty spoopy. Sorry, really weird. It happens. Now, there is another gank on Imperius, which will actually succeed this time, dropping all these gems on the ground. I believe that's 14. Air Queen anchoring as the team takes top lane wall, which is important because top lane is the boss lane, the troll pit lane. And that is an interesting one. The Horrify lands just right, but the Gust does so as well, with Linus getting thrown out and Gersh dying for his sins. Thus Dingo will be popped, which means that Zul'jin will die 5 seconds later, or however long, 4 seconds later, sorry. So, yeah. Does Dingo, hey. And what's that? That won't actually work. Yeah. Beanfish gain 15 in, Linux gain 11 in, which will be enough, but is interrupted by Eroquan, who gets his level 1 quest done. Now, Linux, not waiting, moves to his preferred position in the bot lane, and that's actually a counter engage from Imperius, who gets an advantage on this leaf and will... No, the gank comes just right, and the hate on solo lane is real in this one. Something's one having a bit of an island on their side of the battlefield, moving there only after Imperius is already dead. That's a mistake, he shouldn't have done that, or at least try to gank for your own offlaner, which is also a way out of this, but is a bit iffy because some offlanes don't like to be ganked for some reason. Yeah, a bit more attention to the offlane and also to the rotations, because the rotations of also haven't been called, I imagine, which led to this result. Now mid lane will be safe, bot lane will get saved as well, and top lane is the only one left. Which means the action is now moving over there, with Doom happening. Leoric eats the Q and will actually die. No one traded for it so far. Linux gets thrown, which he uses as an ability to gust and kills a Garrosh. Pretty good. Ada is getting killed as well, and that's not a fight that they wanted, but a fight that they deserve, I imagine. Bobby-sama gets Blaze over the wall, but he just pops his passive and runs away after killing himself. Some pretty good fights from AFK for Cocoa. Linux popping off this game, I think, with all the ganks in the bot lane and his performance in the fights. The Gusts have been absolutely amazing so far. Leoric gets a bit caught out, just moves back. A bit of an attempt on the mid lane fort, which is not successful, but with every single HP point gun, becomes very easy to open up the map. Something's one committing to their hard camp while Linux just goes in, takes bot. A bit of an auto attack build in this one for Fawcett. Takes it before anyone else enters the scene, and will he manage to leave? Yes, he will. Gust used, and something's one not playing that well. Happens. The gems are paid in or actually delayed by Chromie. Pretty good delay, will buy them quite some time. Which is not a big thing considering that they don't have enough anyways, but does force them to take a bit of a bad positioning as 16 is happening for the side of AFK for Cocoa, which they can now try to roll in, paying in their chance. Also not having enough, but now they do. So let's see where they take it. Mid Fort will finally die as Linux gets 10 in, leaving only 10 for the side of AFK for Cocoa. Gets bot Fort traded a bit for Bobesama, which would mean enough chance so the web will spawn for the red team. Pretty good play, but I don't think this one will be used for offense, which is sad. Compassion, he's just rifling 3 people, because Dingo is procced and the Orc is flying around, actually Chromie. But Imperius is dead anyway, so who cares? And the engage continues with Blaze thrown in and Gauge getting a bit caught out. Getting a bit dead, I'll be honest. And this wave of web weavers will be pre-diffused. Pause is used once again as King Solomon drops out in a desperate attempt to 3-3 the game. Golden is killed in the top lane, which is actually pretty good for the side of AFK for Cocoa, because remember, they are the ones who have enough gems to turn in, and they actually are going for boss with this one, which is also a play, and with that they can probably end the game. Just take boss, then turn in. Something's one are slowly trying to realize it, but scouted bot, no one's there, scouted top, no one's there, moving for boss now. But it's too late as the boss is already taken and marching down top lane now. If they pay in fast enough, which Beanfish is already doing, they could just march straight into core from top lane with the double whammy of Webweavers and the boss. Alright, that's a wall gun. The web weavers are already in flight. The bot one will not accomplish a lot, but the mid one is close and the top one will already. But Gersh is done, as is Anna, which I managed to miss. SMH. Zul'jin will follow through, as is Imperius, as is Gul'dan, and that should be game. Wow. Something's wrong. They're having some good plays in this game, but damn, AFK of Cocoa just won the fights where weren't mattered. And closing this one without much difficulty was the core being essentially dead. GG, well played. And with that, AFK for Cocoa takes the first. takes our second win. So yeah, here's that one. Because we have managed